Story number 4. People with no home may be the next big problem, and why people with a home should be paying attention. Folks, if you haven't been keeping an eye, there's been some things happening at the border, and there's been some immigration issues, and there's been a big cry for Americans to wake up and realize that there are people who would love to have the life that you are living, and that most of them are trying to get through the border. And it's pretty sad, but this story has to stay alive. It's up to number 4. It's been in the news quite a bit because of the fact that there are less fortunate people. There are citizens, there are people all across the globe looking for a home, and this administration we've seen migrants dying at the border. We've seen things happening in Venezuela. People have been getting kidnapped in Mexico. It's been very, very just draining to read these stories about children dying, and it's how they've been smuggling. Some people have been smuggling drugs into the country, and it makes you really, really. I hate to say, I wouldn't say bitter, but it touches you because and then you ask, where are all the heroes, or where, or how will we overcome this? Is evil will, but I believe that the forces of nature. I'm not perfect, and I'm sure there's probably tons of people who battle with the conscious mind. And when you read these stories, I'm telling you, battle with it, because you kind of look at your life and you say, it's not, my life is not is not as hard as I thought it was. These are people who are fingernails have been scraped off trying to get to some place of sanity. They believe in a dream, and some of them get here illegally. They have to be deported. This is a big story, and it's causing a lot of interesting new opinions on how we treat, and how just America, just some people feel like this is heaven. So, but then you have MS-13 gang, a story that surfaced about them beating and stabbing a 14-year-old Maryland girl. Guatemalan toddler apprehended at U.S. border, dies after weeks in the hospital. They say the Trump administration is trying to cut funding for public housing. Folks, we're starting to see a lot of things happening in policy and in Washington, but it's waking people up. And we're seeing sacrifices made on a day-to-day basis, religious beliefs, humanitarian aid workers. And this is, I don't say it's all this administration's fault, because I think it's been going on for such a long time. I credit this administration for bringing it to the light. But the world has a big problem, folks. And if you talk about a battle between consciousness and good and evil, is happening full scale every day, and the news and the media is covering some parts of it, but they can't possibly get to all of it. The thing is the White House immigration plan dead on arrival, or will they come up with a plan big enough to handle this huge problem that we have, not just in America, but just my people who have no home, they have no land. You look at Syria. You look at this place where their babies are being tortured every day. Innocent people who have done nothing to anybody but just want to have a comfortable home. Families being destroyed, babies washed up. This is bad. And if there's a force of good, or a force of nature, of God, if God is a humanitarian, I believe He is. If He's merciful, I'm sure He's waking up some people, some saints, because this is bad, folks. This is really bad. Administration to send hundreds of migrants to South Florida. Who's gonna, this is serious stuff, folks. That's story number 4. Sad story is people with no home may be the next big problem, or probably is already the problem. And people with a home should be paying close attention. They look at you and they want that roof under their head. If you want to contribute anyway, you're on the media with me, Brian West, where it's my supreme duty every week to give you the top 8 headlines developing news stories that made it. We're at the halfway point, past the halfway point. So if you want to contribute anyway, all you have to do is visit METHOD, the number 8, INC.com, method80.com, where you can buy something, click on something, watch something, or just read something.
If you need help, then dial your operator.
Have no fear, fellow citizens. The Mediator is here.